This is so cool. Claude just released Record a Skill yesterday, July 21st of 2026. And the way that I know about it is that I already have a skill that runs automatically. And what that skill does is it tells me about all updates happening in AI. So this is an example of a skill. But the cool thing about this Record a Skill feature is you no longer have to document out all of your processes and everything. All you have to do is record your screen and verbally tell it what you're doing, and it synthesizes that information and then builds a skill. So what I want to do is I want to take a pretty tedious task. Let's say that you are a competitor to ChatGPT and Claude, and one of the things you do on a weekly basis is you go in and you look at their pricing tables and you record any updates to their pricing. And the purpose of that is then if there is an increase in pricing, you want to email your marketing director to let them know, because they may start running some marketing campaigns saying like, hey, are you sick of these price increases? Check us out, okay? So this is a very tedious task. Nobody wants to do this. So we're gonna record this skill and build it out. I'm gonna show you how that works right now. Now, the first thing I'll say though, before we go in, I'm on a Mac and I did have one issue where I had to allow it to be able to record my screen and audio, but I couldn't find the actual Claude app the one time when I went in. So what you're gonna need to do is manually search for it, potentially if you're on a Mac or maybe on a PC as well. But once I searched for it and added it, then it worked fine. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. I had one other issue too, which I'll explain to you in a moment. So why don't we go in at this point? This isn't going to be a tutorial, but this is going to be me talking to Claude and building the skill out. I fill out this spreadsheet here, and the purpose of it is I look at Claude's pricing and I look at ChatGPT's pricing. So I manually go in, and in this particular case, I'll say, all right, it's $0, $8, $20, and $100. And for ChatGPT, I'm going to put in those numbers. And then next, I'm going to look at Claude. I can see that it's 0, 17, and 100. And I'll put in today's date, which is 7/22. And then what I see here is a discrepancy. So Claude Pro went up to 17 and ChatGPT went up to 100. So next what I would do is I would email this person who's in our marketing department, and I just want to let him know that Claude Pro went up to 17 and ChatGPT just went up to 100. And I'll also link to this spreadsheet right here. And then from there, the marketing person can take it from there, but I'd like this to be emailed automatically. So at the very end there, you saw a box get dragged onto the screen. One of the other issues I had is I didn't know how to stop the recording, and it's because that box that can pop up with your recording options might shoot over to your alternate screen. So that was another issue that I ran into. Right now, it's looking at that recorded demo and then building out the skill. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, but just show you a few key parts of this process. For now, I'm gonna have this just emailed to me. This is a great recommendation. I only want this to fire when there is a price change. And then I'm gonna set this up weekly on Wednesdays, sure. So this is pretty cool. Like right now you can see that it's going into Google Drive, and I did not give it the URL or anything. All it did is it watched the recording and it's finding that URL on its own. I just allowed it to access Claude's website, and it's gonna fetch pricing. So what you can see in the upper right is it's actually going on the pricing page right now, and it's taking a look at that. And you can see that Claude is taking control of a cursor right here so that it can go through all this process. This is Claude doing this right now in live action. So what you can see on the right-hand side here is the markdown file, which is essentially all of the instructions for this skill. And you can see how long that would have taken me to go through all of this. And on the left-hand side, I'm just gonna click Save Skill. If I take a look at my inbox, I don't have any new emails since 9:43. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna delete this tab here. So now I'm gonna go into Claude and I'm just gonna say run and then /AI and then pricing tracker. So you can see right now it's navigating the ChatGPT's pricing page. You can actually see that all happening right here. This is where the recorded demo is pulling from. And you can see right there, it's got the context that Pro and ChatGPT Pro both moved. So it's logging the row. So if I go in here, right now what it's gonna do is it's going to start entering this new data. There's the new data that just populated. And next what it should be doing is using Gmail. So here what you can see is that email drafted out for changes in competitor pricing. And this just takes out so much of the tedious work. This is a very simple example. This makes it so easy now to take out those tedious things that you do, but record a skill for it. And then once you have that skill, you can start to automate out those processes. The purpose of this channel is exactly that, making your work life easier. And especially if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, just figuring out ways that you can grow your business by reducing the redundancy and making your business run more efficiently with AI. And in the next video on the screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I've created shortcuts on my iPhone that make it very easy for me to capture thoughts and use AI to my advantage. I'll catch you in the next video.